Hello everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Today I've got a SIRT 110 pistol training tool on the table. Over a year and a half ago we evaluated one of these. I really liked the concept, I liked what it was designed to do, but there were a few QC issues with that, and we did put out a video on that. The company recently contacted us, mentioned that they've had some process improvements, some QA improvements, and some staff changes, and they asked if we would reevaluate it if they sent us one. So I said yes, I'm always looking to do a second chance on something. Things are always being improved. And they sent us this one, and let's talk about it today. So what this thing is a training tool. It's a dry fire trainer. It's incapable of chambering live ammunition, so it's completely safe to use. There's no way for you to actually get a live round in here by accident. And it comes in two versions. It comes in this version here, which is the 110, which is similar to a Glock 17. Like this one here. Now this is a real gun, so we of course will ensure that it's unloaded. But you'll see that from a size, ergonomics, trigger, and overall pattern, they're basically the same. This is a Gen 4, this mimics an earlier version of the Glock. But overall, if you've got a Glock 17 and you're training with this, you have a very similar weight, feel, trigger pull, and it even comes with a magazine that can't chamber ammo, but it's weighted, so that when the magazine is inserted, it feels roughly the same weight as a loaded magazine would, and you can even eject the magazine to do drills that involve magazine changes. A few of the characteristics of this that make it unique over dry fire training with your actual live pistol is that the trigger is self-resetting. The SIRT stands for Shot Indicating Resetting Trigger. So you can continuously pull the trigger over and over again, and you don't have to cycle the slide. The slide actually doesn't even move. Now I mentioned shot indicating. This has two lasers, and one laser is the take-up laser. So as soon as I put a little bit of pressure on the trigger, that laser comes on. You can turn that laser off, if you wish, by flipping the switch on the top. And that switch is right here, very easily accessible. Just catch it with a fingernail. And that can be used as part of your trigger control training. And then when you actually break the shot, there's a second laser. Now this particular one is equipped with the green shot indicating laser. There's also a version with a red laser. The purpose of the first laser allows you to know when you've got your finger on the trigger, and if you're doing reset training, to make sure that you're still keeping your pressure on the trigger and not letting too much off. And the purpose of the green laser is where you actually would hit had you had a live round in a real gun and had fired it. And there's software available that you can use with a PC or other devices to track those lasers and keep track of your shot control. So let me talk to you, walk around the gun, show you a few of the different features. It does have the extended magazine release on the right there, and it's serrated just like a regular Glock. It has Glock-like sights. These are blackout sights. You can replace the sights on this. Their Glock-style sights will work on this, any Glock sights. You can just pop this one out. Now the front one is actually kind of an injection molded plastic. So to replace this, you do have to break this sight off. But once you do that, any regular Glock sight will fit in. Here's the switch that I was showing you earlier to enable or disable that take-up laser. And then this port, that port, and this one over here are used to aim the various lasers. And today I'm not actually going to go into all of the aiming of the lasers and everything else. This gun comes with a very, very good video DVD where they show you how to go through basic use of it, how to customize it, how to adjust the trigger, and we'll talk about that in a second. How to diagnose it, aim the lasers. So anything you want to know about how to actually use this or adjust it or maintain it, those videos are excellent and they really show you how to do that. The front of it, you can see the two lasers, and it kind of looks somewhat like the front of a Glock, but there's where the two lasers, and that's, there's the take-up laser and then there's the shot laser. And it does have a Picatinny rail like the Glock so that you can hang an accessory on here like a flashlight if you want that as part of your training routine. And on the back of it, it does have a little bit of texture on the grip. Now, of course, this doesn't recoil, and it doesn't actually move, so you aren't having to worry about maintaining recoil. That's one thing that you don't get with this tool, but shot control, trigger control, bringing it up, aiming, and all that are parts of what you get with this type of a setup. So out of the box, it comes configured for the trigger to behave very similar to a stock Glock. So you have take up, sharp break, that typical short Glock reset, and then all the way out. Everything that I just showed you is adjustable. And when I get the top off it, I'll show you where those parts are as far as how to do it. Watch the video if you decide to get one of these, and it'll walk you right through it. But you can adjust the take up, the trigger weight, the break, and the over travel to customize it to match your Glock if you have customized your Glock beyond what the factory is. Disassembling it to get access to the various components to adjust it or to replace the battery does require popping out these two pins. But they're fairly easy to pop out and easy to put back in. So all you need is an armorer's block. It's easier if you take the magazine out because it reduces the weight, and a punch. Out comes one. Out comes the other. And then the top just lifts off. So you have the two pins and the slide. Now this is the metal slide version. It comes in two colors, red and purple. It's also got a polymer slide version that comes in an assortment of colors. The polymer slide one is less expensive. The retail on this is between $239 and $249 or $439 depending on how you option it out. The metal slide better approximates the actual weight of a Glock. When you get inside the components of it, you've got the laser assembly, a standard battery that you can replace yourself, and the lasers themselves actually can be reversed. You can reverse, if you've got the green-red laser, you can reverse them, and the DVD that they supply shows you how, step by step, how to do that and how to walk through it. As configured, this one would be in the $439 territory. If you choose the red laser and a polymer slide, you can get it as low as $239. This is the trigger assembly. This would be the equivalent of the fire control group. And all of these little screws are the adjustments for all the different capabilities of the characteristics of the trigger. It comes with the tools you need to do it. It comes with the DVD with their excellent videos that show you how to do it. And it comes with a quick start guide if you just want to take this thing out of the box and start playing with it. So it's very easy to work with, maintain. The diagnostic video will go through how to diagnose, if you do have a problem with it, how to diagnose common problems. But in all reality, you'll get the trigger adjusted the way you want it, and unless you need to change the battery every once in a while, there's a limited amount of reason to pull the top off it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on it and continue on. So in practice, to actually use this, what you would want to do is, number one, you'd want to treat it like it's a real firearm. Don't compromise your firearm safety procedures, even though it is totally safe. Muzzle control, grip, everything else. You're using this as a training tool, so you want to train the way you would actually use it. Get a proper firing grip on it, proper trigger control. What this will do is help you determine if you're doing things right. So, for example, if you see the lasers move, then you know you're pulling the gun when you pull the trigger. If it kicks up or kicks down, then you know you've got trigger control issues. One thing I'll point out with these lasers, as I activate them, you'll see they don't line up. So your initial thought might be, oh, they're not aligned correctly, there's something wrong. That's on purpose. The first one is the take-up laser, and that's the one that's optional that you can turn off with the switch. That one is used to let you know that you've put pressure on the trigger and whether or not you've released the trigger. It's deliberately supposed to be out of your sight picture. If it's in your sight picture, what you're going to have a tendency to do is track it with your eye and target towards it, so it's going to mess you up. So you can adjust it, but don't bring it into your sight picture and don't try to use it as a targeting laser. That's not what it's for. And the shot laser, that one should line up with the sights, so like you would any other defensive pistol laser. And that's the one where you can see, okay, this is where I would hit. If I pulled the trigger in a real gun right now, the way I just did this, that's where it would hit. So it's easy to use. It's easy to operate. It feels like a Glock. It operates like a Glock. Or in the case if you have the 107, like an M&P. So you really have a pretty good training experience. The only thing you're missing is actual recoil and the sound of the round going off. So for somebody that's looking to have something to either do home training or introduce newbies to proper gun handling, you can do that. You can show them how to operate the trigger. You can see the lasers. So there's a lot of really good uses for it. I'm really glad that they sent us this. I'm really glad that the process issues that they've resolved, because what I'm holding on to now is the concept that I liked the first time with the quality that I would have expected the first time. That's what you get now. So having gotten the updated version of it, I really can, enjoy having it and recommend using it for training. So thank you, Next Level Training, for getting in touch with us and sending this for reevaluation. I'm glad we did. Beyond that, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, and have a great day. Thank you.